What's up, champs? Captain Snow here today, and as you can see, we're doing another Agario video. Once again, this has to deal with servers, but this time it's not connecting to them. This time it is making them. I've recently been streaming, and a lot of people have been asking, how do I make my private server? Well, here you're gonna learn. In recent weeks, the developers of Ogar, the program that is an Agario server, is extremely simple now. It is legitimately just a single exe. Where you get that is here. So all links will be in the description, and I will show you guys everything you need to know about an agar.io server. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is obviously you want to download the server itself. So you want to go binaries, and always the top one is going to be most updated. You want to click that, and you want to save. So once it saves, you want to run it. There you go. There's your server. It is legitimately done. Now, this is a vanilla server, and you want to customize it. I'm going to show you how to. First thing though, before we customize it, we have to make it accessible to the outside world. What you want to do is you want to go to port forwarding. You want to actually type in your IP. Now, I can't let you guys see this. So what you want to what you want to go is you want to go to advanced, and you want to go to port forwarding. And then you want to open this port here, 88. And then your second port can be whatever you want it to be. I have it set to 1502. I don't know why. That's just what I have it set to. The base agar.io server requires it to be open on 443. So do that. Open port 88 and port 443. Those are the two ports you need to open, okay? Now, once you've opened it, this you can leave that. So once you open those two ports, you already have this downloaded. This is not needed anymore. You want to customize it. There are two ways of customizing. There are using commands, which are here, or you can use the main ini file that's in the files itself. This is where the server gets all of its information on how you want it set up. So I'm going to go through every one by one and explain to you what each one is to my best ability of what I know so far. serverMaxConnections is obviously how many people can connect. This is the data server port, so the port players use in order to connect to your server. The game mode. So the game modes vary. The different game modes are, a few of them I know off the top of my head are experimental. Here we go. Okay, experimental, the normal, free-for-all, teams, tournament, Hunger Games, zombie mode, Team Z, Team X, and Rainbow FFA. And these are the IDs you would set here. So right now it's at free-for-all. If you want to go experimental, you set it for 2, and then you save it. And then, so after that, next one is serverBots. serverBots are bot cells players. It's set to 0 default. You can set it to however many you want. Just understand, if it's over the serverMaxConnections, I do not believe anybody can join them. So if you have like 100 bots on, I don't think anybody can join. I'm not completely sure. I have not tested myself. serverViewBase, that is the window in which you view yourself in the game. That's the serverStatsPort, port 88. serverStatsUpdate is every 60 milliseconds, I believe. serverLogLevel is 1. Just, it's logs. I don't exactly know what that means. All I know is it has to do with logs, all the data it keeps, so don't really mess with it. Okay, these are the ones most people are going to be pretty interested in now, is these and down. So borderLeft and borderTop you want to leave at 0. That's what I recommend. The only ones you want to change are borderRight and borderBottom. So a typical agar.io map that you go on is 6,000 by 6,000. You want to if you want to make it bigger, you change border right and border bottom to be the same, and it'd be a square. Now you can obviously make a rectangle and everything, and yeah. It's just easier and simpler to keep track of things when they're the same number. Next thing is the spawn interval. So this is how often new food cells will spawn and new viruses will spawn. So right now it's set to every 20 milliseconds. The food spawn amount, or 20 milliseconds, I believe is what it is. 20 seconds or 20 milliseconds. I believe it's 20 milliseconds though. That's what I think. Food spawn amount. So every spawn interval, 10 food cells will spawn. The food start amount is 100, so there would be 100 pieces on the whole map. I don't think that's true. I think there's a smaller section, but yeah. So 100 pieces per whatever section it is will be in that area. Food max amount is 500. Food mass. So each piece of food is only one, has 1 point in it. Virus minimum amount is 10. Virus maximum amount is 50. Start mass of the virus itself is 100. The virus feed, in order to move it or split it, you have to feed it 7, which would be 1 mass, or 1 time of pressing W. When you press W, you eject 12 points, but you lose 16. That's what this is. So eject mass means how much you eject when you press W, and eject mass loss means how much the player actually loses from ejecting that mass. The speed of ejecting it, which also affects the range, don't forget. The spawn, the speed of ejecting when you press spacebar, how fast it is when you eject that player. Start mass is 10. So when you first spawn into the server after being dead, or after just first joining, will be 10 points. The player max mass possible on the server, so the most someone can even have, is 22,500. Minimum mass to eject, so the minimum mass they have to have in order to press W and something actually happen, is 32 points. Minimum mass in order to press spacebar and have something happen is 36 points. Player max cells is 16. So the most cells that they can have, or most times they can press spacebar, and then the most cells they can get out of pressing spacebar is 16. It takes 30 seconds in order for them to finally recombine. This is mass decay. So what you would do, this is set so that if someone's AFK, it will decay their mass, so that they don't stay massive and just destroy everybody by people accidentally running into them. Minimum mass decay. So the lowest level before it stops the decay is 9 points. Player max nick length means the most characters that can be in their nickname is set to 15. Player disconnect time. So if someone's AFK, just staying still or going in the same exact direction for the whole 60 seconds for a minute, they get disconnected. And then these are for a different game mode called tournament. These I don't know a lot about, but this is the only one that I really don't know, or these two are the really ones I really don't know. So max players is how many people they can have in the tournament. Prep time is how much it is before each round. End time, I'm not exactly sure what that means. I think that's how much time they have to see the stats. The time limit within the match itself is 20. Tournament autofill, I believe means if it will autofill the open spots with bots. This is currently set to off. Tournament autofill with players, so if players are unbalanced, it will balance them out, and it will set it to, and it's on right now. And that's what I believe that means. And so that's the whole INI file. And once you're done editing it, you're going to save it. And if your server's still on, you're going to run a command called reload. And it'll reload and we'll say reload the config file successfully. That means all this data the server has just ingested and has re-edited the server itself so that it mimics that information. Another way, the second way to customize your server or control it is using console commands. I'm not going to go over all these because, as you can see, this link will be in the description, and as you can see, there is a description for each one. I'll go over some of the most important ones and some of the most fun ones, which are you can change your color, you can spawn a food cell of God knows how much, you can kick someone, you can kill someone, kill everybody. You can set the mass of yourself or another player. Now, do understand, it sets the mass of all cells belonging to the specific player. So, let's say you want to set the mass of a player to 10,000, but they're split into 7 different pieces. Instead of setting their whole mass into 10,000, it will set each one of their little pieces mass to 10,000. So technically, their whole mass then would be 70,000. Do understand that. You can change a player's name, the player list. This is very important because most of these commands, as you can see, there's player ID in these. You cannot use those unless you use the player list command, because the player list command, I show you here, shows you the players, and then it will show you their ID, which is, this one's 11, but yeah, so it's a command that's very vital to the workings of the other ones. And then reload, which is the one I showed you. It reloads all the information of the server. Teleporting virus, spawning virus just like you can spawn food, and then stats. So yeah, that's everything. I hope you guys like it. I hope it's easy for you guys to do. I hope you guys come watch my streams. I try and stream as often as I can, but I do have a busy life, especially during the week. So I'll do my best. So I hope you guys like it. Thank you. Please subscribe, like, view the video, all that good stuff. Even if you hated it, thank you for the view. That's all I gotta say. So yeah, I hope you guys like it. See you guys next time. Wow, I just trolled myself. Okay, I forgot to show you guys how to actually connect to the server. So, as you just saw, I did right-click, expect element. You go here, you go console, and then you want to type connect space parentheses quotation mark. Now, this is the tricky part. If you're connecting to your server and it's on a different computer, you put the IP of the network. Now, if you're connecting to the server and it's on your computer, you use 127.0.0.1 semicolon, the port, which for you guys will probably be 443, which is the default. Mine I set to 1502. This. Now, I forgot something. It's actually going to be WS semicolon, or no, not semicolon, colon, //, and then the port, IP in the port. And then you hit enter. This means nothing. Don't worry, it's not affecting anything. You type your name in, and ta-da! There you go. You are one admin. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys like it. That is how you connect and create your own agar.io server. I hope you guys have a lot of fun with your friends. I hope you guys stay and come and join me on mine. And I hope you guys come watch my streams some more often. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time.